Go bring Zach Levine back because he don't be doing nothing.
Oh my gosh.
So hard.
You so unserious. Hello and welcome to the Women's Cut. I'm Jay, that's Seaway. How are you today, my friend?
Long day in legal life, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm here. I'm above ground. How are you?
You know what? Every day above ground is a blessing. I'm actually about to take a sip to Jesse.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna take a sip to civil rights icon Jesse. I'm drinking Sir Davis today. Shout out Beyonce. And I'm gonna take a sip to Jesse. In lighter news, you know, this is a sports podcast, but I love being sports adjacent.
Yes.
One of my favorite people celebrated a birthday. Her and her man's had birthdays like 2 days apart. Megan Clay had a great time. She threw him the cutest birthday party, had his favorite artist there, did her big one, and then he did his big one because he didn't have to play no games over All-Star weekend. I know he was grateful for that because he got to lay up with his girl at the beach. Got her a brand new powder blue Bentley. You know, she deserves it. I
love that for Meg. Oh, to be loved out loud, right? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of girls who maybe say Clay didn't do that for them. Well, oh well. Okay.
Well, Meg, I'm pretty sure Meg doing a couple of things them girls couldn't do.
Right. It is Meg. It is Meg after all. So I'm really happy. That's how you know that a man is about to be different, is when he does things differently, right? That's how you know. If a man is doing his same old tricks, you know what I mean? Let's say he got 4 baby mamas and he makes you the 5th. It's likely that he is not going to change. He shack with every woman he with. He moves into you with you. He not gonna change. Now, if he decided to marry you, maybe do something different, then you may get something different. So anyway, he's being different.
Shade, no shade. Shade, no shade.
Whatever shoe it fits, they can wear it.
Well, you know, in honor of Black History Month, you know, they say a hit dog holler. So we're not trying to make nobody uncomfortable unless you are. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Yeah. So let's get it cracking with the cutting room floor. It's a lot of stuff that happened this week. Specifically, my favorite time of the year, which was Unrivaled 1v1 basketball tournament, which was a billion trillion times better than whatever was going on in the NBA this weekend.
What NBA? I didn't even know it was All-Star weekend. I didn't.
No, I didn't watch not one. When I tell you I was locked in on Saturday, I didn't watch one All-Star skills anything. I'm
not even being shady. I did not know. I didn't know. I was so overwhelmed between Unrivaled and South Carolina versus LSU. Anybody was thinking about the NBA.
Yo, real talk. It clicked in my head when we were chatting about this show earlier that the reason why Unrivaled does their 1v1 is because it's All-Star weekend. It legitimately had just clicked in my head, and I'm like,
because they already know nobody's watching that.
But also, if I'm a fan, I want to be in Miami for the weekend.
I know that 1v1. So Chelsea Gray ends up taking home the large prize of $200K. And look, we should have known when she slayed Paige.
She was in her feelings. She had Paige storming off the court.
And mind you, Paige had to get through Enrique. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Paige had to get through Enrique.
The stud buds got did up. We were legit on the phone together. Woo, she had to do court like that in less than a minute. In the less time that it takes to pop a bag of popcorn, court was off the court.
She was out of there, but then she got. then Veronica Berta got packed up. That's the thing. Like you just never know. You never know. Honestly, Chelsea did say a lot of people didn't think she was gonna be there. I definitely didn't count her out. I just thought Kelsey Plum and Paige were, kind of where I was leaning, even Kelsey Mitchell. But the fact that Chelsea Gray, I don't know how many times she has to show us that she's just, that one.
She's
I don't
collected.
I don't need to be told that anymore. I think we got it.
There's no more things for her to collect. There's no more things for her to collect. Did she have a gold medal?
Yes.
She got a gold medal. She got the 1v1. She got the championship from last year. She got her 3 chips.
Chips.
No, I said from last year.
Rival. Yeah. From
Rival. She got her 3 chips with her W team.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can listen. Thanos, leave something for the rest of us.
Exactly.
Leave something for the rest.
I gotta say, people talk about a quick 200K. Nah, she earned that 200K. She had to take a lot of people down to get to that 200K. She earned that.
Absolutely. And I like what Alicia Gray said. I agree they should get 2 timeouts. The last game was not as exciting as the first 2 simply because they were both gassed.
Right.
That was, I remember, Chelsea was like, I was just praying that shot went in.
Right.
Because you got to keep on taking shots. They're both very they're like assassins on the court. So for them to have so many missed shots and going back and forth, yeah, they need to add another timeout. But that was a great tournament. But Unrivaled, as we know, dropped the news. Your prediction was correct, as we said it last week, that Angel is coming back. I'm so excited to see these Rose games with her back. Now, we haven't seen videos of her in the lab like we saw last season, and I think that was very strategic because everybody was talking about how she wasn't improving. We saw her in the lab, we saw the improvement, and now we can see her build on that. She back down there with Teaspoon. She back down there with your girl, Lisa. I'm super excited.
I am too. I mean, this is perfect timing. She's gearing up to play in the qualifying tournament in Puerto Rico. Okay. So she's gearing up for that. And so what better training than the gauntlet of training that is Unrivaled heading into the playoffs. This is towards the end of Unrivaled, and so I know she's going to have to gear up. I think she's down there now, I'm assuming, training and getting back up to speed. I think it's going to be interesting to see her come in mid to late season Unrivaled and try to gear up. But I know she's been working as she's been doing her other endeavors. And so, yeah, and they could really use her. The Rose could really use her right now. They're middle of the pack, and so that have to play off. Yeah, I mean it's amazing. And people miss her hoops. She already didn't play a whole lot of games towards the end of the season because all that mess that was going on in Chicago. And so people haven't seen Angel Reese play basketball in probably too long for their liking. And so to get a chance to see her hoop, I know people are excited. I know they're excited.
I really, 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 really feel like I'm tired of people underestimating the pull that Angel has. Like baby girl got pull. So I'm excited for sure to see her run. So just to how do you see the end of this going? How do you see the end of the season going? Like who's your pick? Who do you like? Mm-hmm. Who's your sleeper?
My sleeper is Rose. My sleeper is Rose because I think, look, didn't I just say I'm not rooting against Chelsea no more? I ain't doing it no more. So let me just start off with saying my sleeper is the Rose. I don't necessarily trust the Laces right now. I know they're in the head, but I'm not sure I'm trusting that. I definitely feel like Phantom is sneaky good, and I just wonder where Phantom is gonna end up. And so I would definitely say Phantom and Rose. What about you?
I really like the Rose. I'm gonna listen. I love Paige. I'm gonna stick beside her. I think the veteran presence that just got moved on to the Breeze to make room for Angel is gonna be a really big boost for that team. So because I believe Azare got put on the Breeze team, I
Mhm.
think that that's going to really, really help them because their entire team is just young. You
Right.
know, you have somebody who's been in a W championship, you have somebody who played elite college ball, just like the rest of them. But I think that that veteran presence is really going to help solidify that team a little bit because they're emotional. They be a little up and down, and I think that that's going to really be helpful. So my little sleeper is going to be the Breeze. I have this field is so wide open. I'm not even comfortable picking a winner at this point. You know,
Yeah.
we saw how poorly I did on 1v1. So let me step back from the prediction plate. But some very interesting news came from one of Unrivaled's co-founders.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Brianna Stewart. Brianna Stewart is joining her former European team, Fenerbahce, right? And so she will be playing for in the European Championship. It's called the Final Six, and but yeah, I think Final Six. And so she will be playing with her old team. She's going to be linking up with like Emma Mieseman, Ileana Rupert, um, yeah, like it's gonna be Gabby, right? It's gonna be a squad. And so a lot of people were panicking because the championship literally runs up until the time the WNBA training camp starts. And people are like, what does this mean? Oh my God, oh my God. But you guys, there's a lot of people that are actually playing in European leagues and will be leaving Unrivaled to go hoop. Like these people live, breathe, sleep basketball. And so if Stewie was joining a league in June, I would be a little like, what's going on? But I think it's just her collecting all her checks, all her bags, and getting really, really good experience. The CBA negotiations are what they are. News just came out that the WNBPA has countered, okay, with a new, counter proposal, and so they're still going back and forth. I don't think we're necessarily on time, and I don't think Brianna Stewart has anything to worry about as far as timing goes because she does have until May 1st to arrive in training camp. And at this juncture, as they're still going back and forth with proposals, I am not sure that she is in fear of missing any of that. So,
Because baby, give me my check. Give me
right.
my check. I legitimately was scrolling on TikTok and I saw a post from Diamond the Shields talking about how it was her and two of her teammates, and she was like, "It's only us practicing, but I'm about to get this check, baby," and
Okay.
I am not mad at it because we'll talk about it a little later, but I am not feeling them starting on time at this point. Like, not only are we inching closer to the season, we
Mm-hmm.
also don't have no free agent signings.
Right.
We have no idea how the draft is going to go at this point.
Right.
Because we don't know what, like, I don't know how they're even going to have a draft on time, because how do you know what holes you're filling if you have no idea who your free agents are? So they're finding themselves in a very precarious situation right now.
Yeah. And I believe that the union is standing strong and they're standing firm, right? A lot of people think that they may be bending, but in the latest proposal that they submitted to um, the WNBA per ESPN and other sources, they're still asking for gross revenue or BRI, so revenue before deducting expenses. Now, they did originally seek 31% of gross revenue. Now they came down to 27.5%, but they're still standing firm on wanting this gross revenue number. And as far as I understood, the league has not proposed any amount of gross revenue to the WBPA. And so they're still quite far apart. So I mean, I think Stewie's safe. I think she's good. I think she's all right.
You good? All right. So earlier we both admitted that All-Star Weekend was a wash.
Right.
us this weekend. I remember, like, even when I was like as a kid, All-Star Weekend used to be so great. It used to be so fun to watch. I used to I used to just like I remember me and my cousins just like literally chilling in front of the TV, watching the dunk competition, watching the skills competition, watching the 3-point competition, even the stories that you hear the old heads tell about the 3-point. Like these type of things were so cool. And now I watched like maybe the last 15-20 minutes of the dunk. I was like, I've seen every single one of these dunks before. Like
I mean,
like
you
maybe
support
we don't.
your whole weekend. Your whole weekend, like the Super Bowl. Like it used to be a thing. Like something that you look forward to.
Yeah.
But I did watch Sunday.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say Adam Silver cooked. I want to give more credit to Wimby and Kawhi for actually playing. I don't know if you watched it, but they did the new format and some of the players buying in.
USA versus World, right?
Yes, even though World got cooked twice in a row or 3 times in a row. But I love the fact that Wimby was playing hard. Kawhi was playing hard. I ain't seen Kawhi play like this since
He was on Enrique time, like when Enrique went.
he was on a Rike type of time when she went crazy in that All-Star. So I do think the three team format. But all I'm going to say is I'm not going to give all the credit to Adam Silver because it still requires the players to buy in.
Yeah.
And Wimby, you gotta love Wimby, just like Paige. Like if you don't like Wimby, something wrong with you. Like Wimby actually bought in. He said playing hard is the least that I can do, and yeah, I think that's what helped it.
I think that Wimby is one of those players that can't take, like, he's really young. He can't take a day off. Like, he
Right.
doesn't know how not to be competitive no matter what it is. Like even when you see the behind the scenes clips of them doing like whatever media has them doing, he's super competitive doing those things. So I
Right.
think that when you have people like that who are buying in, that's what you're seeing. And I know where like the conversation around the NBA is like who's the next star?
Right.
Who's the next star? So you have LeBron who's aging out, you have Steph who's aging out. So who's that next guy? And to me, I see Wimby as that next guy. He's taking up the mantle of speaking for the public. He's super uber competitive. He wants to win. He seems like a good kid, like a good person. And I think that especially when you're looking internationally, that's the best thing the NBA could ask for.
I mean, he definitely is going to be the next Tim Duncan. I think he's definitely forming into that role, like almost an ambassador. He just always does the right thing, says the right thing. He's reliable. I definitely don't think that we're still looking for that charismatic face of the league. But I was watching something, and I would love your thoughts on this about the fact that the league has turned into, because of the analytics and the focus on the numbers, kind of a league of robots. Like everybody has their role. You're either the 3-point shooter, or you're the slasher, or you're the 3-and-D guy, or you're the hustle guy, but everybody has their role. And then the role for the unique players, the Kobe's, the LeBrons, players forging their own path are few and far between. And I wonder, I don't know if I'm cooking with this, the reason why we have struggled to find the next face of the league is because the league is not conducive to that. It's just a lot of highly paid or overpaid, highly skilled robots.
I agree with that. I also think it's the time that we're in because you had characters. I I don't know what Dennis Rodman would be in the era of social media. You feel what I'm saying? Like he was everywhere and wilding out and doing all types of stuff. This man would have a Bulls game and then be wrestling the next day and then be down in Vegas partying and then come back for another game. Like I don't think that these everybody's media trained. You feel what I'm saying? Like everybody is everybody is media trained, and I'm agreeing with you. I agree with you. Like, those personalities are not sticking. Like, Michael Jordan was out here giving you 60 and then going and gambling at the casino in Indiana, playing poker till 4 a.m, and then coming back and giving your ass 45. So I don't know if you have the same level of I don't know, wanton disregard for your public persona in the same way that you do, simply because, like you said, the league is, maybe they are baking out the personalities.
I mean, they definitely are. I mean, even if you think of, like, let's just say you don't have a big personality, but where is the uniqueness in the play style?
Yeah,
You think about the way they talk about DeMar DeRozan, who
yeah,
still has like some of the last of the dying, like, unique turnaround jumpers, giving us like the a la Kobe, like giving us something unique, a
yeah.
la Melo.
The Kyries with
They
the
talk about how inefficient he is, how that's just not, the
yeah,
style, but that is what people want to see. I
yeah,
think we've kind of baked out the defense,
for
and so that's
sure.
cooked out, and the style of play is it's positionless basketball, and not in a good way. If
Yeah,
everybody's the same 1 through 5, what's the point?
yeah,
I do wonder if the equation of basketball has been solved. And if the equation of basketball has been solved, then how can you complicate the problem? Because something needs to be recomplicated, and it can't be to take the 3-point line farther out. All these people do is learn how to shoot farther.
yeah.
It has to be something different.
I mean, thinking about the kind of the legacy of basketball brings up a very good point in a very specific player's legacy, which is Chris Paul.
Mhm.
So the retirement conversation has started, and the conversation on who Chris Paul is and what his legacy is to the NBA has also started. How do you feel about it?
I think Chris Paul is like one of those personalities that you're talking about. Like, he's always had a very feisty, personality. He's always been at the scene of the crime when it comes to, getting into it. So he was, epic fights, get into it with the refs, things like that. But Chris Paul is also a legend.
Yeah.
One of the best point guards that we've ever seen. Just like I
Undersized
said,
point.
they're undersized point guard. And just like I was saying, they baked out so many positions. They've also baked out the Chris Paul point guard.
Yeah.
He was a true point guard, giving us when we think of point guard, you think of Chris Paul, you think of the Sue Birds, you think of these people. Those are who I think of, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, the issue that he had with the Clippers, some sources are saying that he was, overdoing his part, trying to rise above his station, going behind Ty Lue's back, not being the extension of the coaching staff that he was brought on. And, other sources say that according to Chris Paul, that's not true. I know that at this age, he probably wanted to stay in California and stay close to his family. And if it wasn't the Clippers or the Lakers or maybe someone in Cali, it was going to be bust. And so I hate to see his legacy in this way, but I don't think that people are going to be remembering this bullcrap with the Clippers a couple years from now. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's earned that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have the controversial, not so controversial stance that Basketball Hall of Fame is the easiest to get into. Not that he needed the ease, like he still would have been in there, but
Okay.
You could get in as a high school player or as a college player or as a professional player. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Or coach, commentator.
Coaches, all of that stuff. But Chris Paul has definitely made it. There are generations who Chris Paul was their favorite point guard. And if we're talking about a Hall of Fame career, Hall of Fame caliber career, that's the bar you have to clear. So I do wish that he would have ended it there last season, but we'll see where he ends up and what happens for the future.
Well, I definitely think he should take some time and spend some time with his family. He's been playing for 5 billion years. And so I'm pretty sure there's a lot of time that was missed. And if there's any lesson with Kobe, you don't want to spend your whole life away from your family because life is short, unfortunately. Not wishing that on nobody. I'm just saying life is short. But I do think after he spent some time with his family, Chris Paul's real legacy is yet to come. That man is a coach and he's a yapper. And I cannot wait to see him doing what he was always meant to do, and that's telling folks what to do. So I do hope he goes into coaching, not commentating, even though that would be funny for me personally. But no, his calling is coaching.
I can see it. I can see it. College or professional?
Ooh, well, I really want to see college at first because I think that's the personnel that will work the best with his personality. He needs malleable people. He needs people that would listen and take his advice. And sometimes the grown people, when you're making millions of dollars, you may not listen. I think the college scene, maybe a school that won't require him to travel as much, but he can still be with his family. I would love to see him coaching college and being just like a college legend. You know what I'm saying? I can see him doing that. The NBA, those people are already stuck in their ways and already told you what it is. They're just a whole bunch of overpaid robots. I don't think best suited.
I don't want to talk about it now, but that kind of makes me, my philosophical question is, I wonder why NFL players are more reflective of their coach's personality and more willing to buy into a system versus the NBA. And I wonder if it's simply the amount of people, like 5 people on a court, and obviously you have a limited amount of spots on an NBA team compared to a 57-man roster for an NFL team. But I would love to have that conversation and try to figure out the nuance of that. But speaking of coaching, did you watch the LSU South Carolina game?
I did. And that was one of the best games that I have seen.
It was so good.
In a long time. Let me just say, first of all, both teams were fighting. Both teams were struggling at different points. But I just wanted, my positives are the following. Tessa Got Dog Johnson, you're cold as ice. And Tessa Johnson is one of the reasons why I love basketball, because her confidence to just come up darn near in logo territory and pull it when Don is your coach. That's how you're one nasty. You are bad, okay? And then number 2, for all the haters that were wondering about Flage's draft stock, I mean, her game is so elite. What we saw from Flage is elite. It was elite.
She just has it.
Yeah.
If the lights are bright, baby girl is balling.
Yeah.
And I
don't know why she did that 4 out crying. I don't know why Flage's so dramatic. I don't know why she
gonna do that.
But I'm like, Flage's so dramatic.
You have seen her in Kim's wig. You know she's dramatic.
Flage, when she's not acting, I know she be rapping. She also needs to go into acting. Because I'm not even saying she was acting. I think she was dead serious. It was just the dramatics of it. I'm like, girl, this is not the end of your collegiate career.
But I'm gonna tell you what, I actually really love that. Like, that's the reason. This is the reason why people like women's basketball, because I think that they get more leeway to be emotional in that sense. Because when men are emotional like that, people say whatever they say. But I love the drama of women's basketball. I love the anger. I love the fights. I love people mad. I love when they get mad and then they go and slick talk to the ref. Like, come on, ref, what are we doing? I love all of it. That game,
I love the emotions, but that was funny still. And that was a meme. And now she's a meme. But you know what? If I could get a chance to ask her, I just want to know what she was feeling in that moment. Because from the outside looking in, I understand it was a tough loss and she played her butt off, okay? Yeah. But when she held up that 4 crying, I was screaming. Maybe it's the Sagittarius in me. I'm not that serious. So I was like feeling so bad for her. And then she held up the 4. I'm like, Flage, now I can't even feel bad. What is going on? But she played her butt off.
Yes, that was a good. I cannot wait for them to meet in the tournament. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I can. They're going to meet before then,
Yeah.
but in their end of the year situation.
Yeah.
But that is a that's a we know that's probably going to be the championship game. I want the tournament Dawn and tournament Kim is two. Those are two different beats.
That would be great, but I just don't know if we're gonna get there. I think that they have the talent to get there, but they have a really young team, and Kim's style is already a little bit like a little bit of discipline, a little bit of flair. And when you got the right dogs on your team, like Alexis Morris, and you have, Angel Reese, and you have, you just got seniors that are willing to step up. I think
go on a crazy run though.
They can go on a crazy run. I wish, and I know KG is going through it. I was going to actually make my own video about this, but I think having a senior like KG or, maybe even a veteran post player would be what they really need. But it's anytime an LSU meets a more disciplined team, you just never know what you're going to get. The reason why they're able to beat a Texas is because Texas just doesn't have that much heart. They quit. And they've been quitting, mind you.
Not you saying Texas is a better Tennessee.
Honestly, Tennessee don't even be quitting. They just be getting outplayed. Texas be quitting. People mad at Nick Schaefer for telling the truth. They be quitting.
They do.
Now,
I don't know why people. You got to be able to hold people accountable, and especially in college ball, because if you can't be held accountable in front of everybody's faces, it's very difficult for you to be held accountable behind closed doors. Like that accountability definitely has to be there. I'm a fan of Texas, but Texas is like you said, they're wishy-washy. They play up or down the competition. One day they have 0 turnovers, the next they have 25. Like you never know what you're gonna get with Texas. I can see Texas getting to the Sweet 16, but once you get past teams that are going to make mistakes, I don't know where we're looking at. And we were looking at the rankings, and I know UCLA is ranked number 2. UConn is number 1 with a bullet. You can't be doing stuff. But UCLA being number 2, and I don't know if it's biased because Juju's team USC will always have my heart, even though they're not in the conversation right now. Maybe it's my USC bias, but I'm just not a believer in UCLA's brand of basketball to go that far in the tournament. Maybe they'll prove me wrong.
I mean, I actually got a chance to see them play Northwestern, and Northwestern actually had 2 people on that team that was giving them some go. They did end up pulling it away, but I just feel like UCLA is in the Big Ten, who has been stronger in years past, but with Juju being out and Iowa's not the same as it used to be. The Big Ten is strong, but not as strong, and so their strength of schedule is not going to be there. What I would have to see with UCLA is the same thing I'm actually ironically saying about Texas. They have the discipline, but do they have the heart? Do they have the dog, right? That is what it's going to take, because there's other teams that have discipline and that dog in them, like UConn, like South Carolina, right? Like Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt will lose sometimes, but they don't back down from a fight. Even Georgia, there's a lot of sleeper teams that got a lot of heart. Georgia has a lot of heart.
That's true. You have to have that combo. And I hate to keep going back to Gino's team, but when you have a team that is that stacked, absolutely stacked, and also they have another switch they can flip, that's what you're competing against. So you definitely have to have people who got that dog in them. And and UCLA, they play what you say, robotic brand of basketball.
Yeah.
It to me is very, it's very much so
Very
robotic.
NBA, very NBA ready for sure.
Yeah.
Not my favorite style. It bores me.
Please don't call us UCLA haters. Please don't call us UCLA haters.
I've been called worse.
Um, don't call us that. Okay. So who are your four number ones right now?
Um, well, I'm gonna put them in order based on what I think it's gonna be. UCLA is gonna be number one, I believe, based on where they're at in both the net, and what is it,
The WAB.
WAB, yeah. But what the UConn is probably gonna be the second first seeded team, even though
Mhm.
I think that should be switched if I had it my way. But anyway, um, UCLA, UConn, South Carolina, and then this is where let
That
me let
fourth
me
seed,
let me
because
ponder.
Texas is having a conversation with that fourth number one spot.
Um, I think
They having a conversation with it.
Texas is probably going to get it. I don't like it though. If I had
I
it my way, let me tell you what I would have it if I had it my way.
mm-hmm.
It would be UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, Vanderbilt. It's not going to be that way, but that's what I would want. But I definitely
Andy
think
will be a two. LSU will be a two. Um, and LSU loves that too.
yeah, and
LSU does damn it
Michigan,
down to that two spot.
Michigan, and that dog Silosaurus is going to be a two.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm excited, and whenever Dawn doesn't get the number one seed, she got a chip on her shoulder. You
She
know,
don't
she
need it.
takes it
She don't need
personal.
that number one seed. It's never going to be that for her this year. It's going to be the fact that
She takes it
if
personal.
South Carolina got to run through UConn again, best of luck. Everybody who has to run through UConn this year, I mean, you're talking about hoarding talent and you got structure, but
Yeah, they getting cold. They got like I was. They
no,
got my girl K9, who was a dog off of the bench when Juju went down. She was cold. Kill Heckle.
yeah,
K9, she was cold coming off the bench. I was surprised when she transferred out of USC. To be honest, especially with Juju being out. But whatever that conversation she had with Gino that said, "Come on, baby, come on." That they're the next wave of the W is the guards, because we're talking about forwards. The guard play at UConn is unmatched.
I mean, look how well Caitlin Chin is doing. I mean, I think Heckle knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
There's a certain style of player that the W wants, and that's a UConn definitely branded player for sure. Does really well in the W. And so, yeah, but for me, South Carolina has already won in many ways with the players that they lost, kids, so many players that they lost. Um, I don't think people expected them to be where they're at now. And the type of jump that we've seen, Raven Johnson has improved her game. Tessa has, I mean, just leaps and bounds. They just got so many players. I think, but so many players that are even rising above their own station and really improving their own game, and that's what I love to see. And so, look, if it comes down to South Carolina and UConn, it's a dogfight. I love it. I want to see it.
I'm a fan of that. And also, this is reminding me of when I was growing up, it was Pat Summit and then it was Gino. So Pat Summit was one, Gino was two. And it's shifting into being, and then you had some other coaches sprinkled in around there. It's shifting into how Pat Summit was Pat Summit and Gino is Gino, and Dawn is coming up. And it's really shifting towards her building that type of a solid program where it's just going to be them. It's just going to be them. And then you're going to have an LSU, you're going to have a Notre Dame, you're going to have a Vanderbilt sprinkled in there.
They're going
But
to be like the Baylors
yep,
back in the day, and
yep, you're going to have
how Georgia used to be back in the day. Yeah,
every now and again, a couple of extras rotate into that Final Four, but you knew pretty much who that championship was going to be, and you loved it every time. So I'm a big fan of that.
yeah.
Um, Speaking of champions, I'm going to do a quick Olympic rundown. I know this is it, we're almost done. The Olympics are almost over, y'all. So y'all can stop listening to me championing it. Black people doing things in the wintertime. Somebody on Thread said that the Summer Olympics was public school and the Winter Olympics was private school, and I'm gonna agree. So, but what strangers make me cry on the internet all the time. And Mexico's first female winter Olympian, she finished the 10K freestyle skiing. So see, wait, you run, right? You're
Yes,
training for a
I do.
marathon.
Yes.
You're training
Oh no, yeah, I'm training for the half marathon. I
you
am.
training for that half marathon.
Yes.
So I want you to imagine running the 10K in skis, in the snow,
Lost me already.
up hills. The last part is a 1 mile sprint uphill.
What got you into this?
Because she the first one. She the first of her kind.
Okay, you're right. You're right. That's enough.
She the first of her kind. So Regina Martinez Lorenzo, she's the one who had me tearing up this time. So last time it was the dude from Haiti. This time it is old girl from Mexico. She was the last finisher. She finished 10 minutes behind everybody else, and the gold, silver, and bronze medal finishers got out of their gear and waited for her to finish the finish line. They were cheering her on. They were waiting for her with open arms. I was like, this is Olympics. This is sisterhood. I was into it, baby.
This is why you love sports.
It's sport. It's sport in its purest form.
Yeah, I love that. And that's why we preach the importance of sportsmanship and camaraderie and all the things, because that's what it's about. Like, they won their medal, they could be dumb, but they're like, no, you're doing something that hasn't been done for people who look like you before, and so we're proud of you. I love that.
And you have the added caveat of the the single qualifier for US Olympics was standing there and was the first person to hug her. So we have to understand that a lot of these things are statements, and that's a beautiful statement to make. My girl Layla Edwards, she got her first and second Olympic gold. She is now the first Black woman to score a gold in Olympic hockey, and they're gonna win this gold medal, girl. They have won every single match. Let me knock on all the wood. They don't won every single match by at least 5 scores, which is crazy. Yo, it's gonna be them versus Canada. They was beating Canada's. So we put up a nice little video of Layla Edwards wiping the floor with homegirl from Canada. Because what was you trying to do, homegirl? And that's about to be this match. It is. We're filming today on Tuesday. Yeah.
Well, look, not too much, not too loud, but they try to find a way to keep us out of. Look.
Lock in. And finally, Elena Myers Taylor finally won her gold. She is the most decorated, period, the most decorated Black Olympian from the Winter Olympics. She secured her fifth gold, her fifth medal. She had 4 silvers, and now she has a gold. 41 years old, Seaway. 41 years old.
Inspiring.
Oh, listen, two kids. She was signing, her youngest son is deaf. She was signing Mommy One to him as she collapsed in joy. I just love the Black excellence. I love that there's no age restrictions to getting up, which means my goal of learning how to curl and being a US Olympic athlete for curling is still alive, baby. It's still alive.
In my hoop dreams, I need to post one of those, me hooping on the channel.
Yo, give me the video. Give me the video.
I'll send it to you.
Let's sign you up for Athletes Unlimited, baby.
Girl, I wouldn't make it a second. They out there hooping. I embarrassed myself.
So you got a little beef with somebody this week, my friend.
Who? Not sleeping? Who in the cut?
And it's not with your pillow, my girl. Your man's Adam Silver out here wilding.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. The reason why Adam Silver is in the cut is because
He
he just be doing all the wrong things. First of all, now he's trying to be, I think, a relatively tough guy when it comes to the NBA. You know, he wants to stop the tanking and he wants to stop being everybody's friend. David Stern wasn't nobody's friend. And yeah, he didn't do everything bad. Did I say his name right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure.
David, I'm listening because Adam Silver looks like Voldemort to me. So it's like in my head, that was what was going through it. So
okay, wait.
My bad. I need to fix my face. I don't like Adam Silver at all. I think it's time for him to step down and to get some new blood in there. But that's just me.
No, I agree. So, you know, David Stern, he did a lot of stuff wrong, but he did a lot of stuff right. First of all, people knew he wasn't playing with them and he wasn't trying to be a nice guy. So Adam Silver's trying to be a nice guy when it comes to the NBA, but when it comes to the WNBA, he's condescending. To me, every time he talks about the CBA negotiations, he's super like, you know, we're at the 11th hour and, you know, we just need he'll act like it's a two sides thing, but really he just wants the WNBA players to hurry up and shut up, you know, and to sign that paper. And for me, you already know why the negotiations are going so slow, because the NBA owns 42% of the WNBA. You have them in a 360 deal and you're not willing to pay the players. And so I'm just agitated every single time I hear him talking about this entire negotiation process. And he seems to, like, every time he talks, it's just as if the WNBA players don't know what they're talking about. And he tries to redefine words like revenue share and you know, mansplain. I'm over it.
I agree with you. Adam Silver's first few years as NBA commissioner were marked with great growth, and he did a pretty good job. But I feel like as soon as he got veneers and that mouth full of front teeth, that it's been all downhill from there.
I'm screaming.
So I ain't got no love for you, my guy. None whatsoever. Yeah,
like, fix that tanking problem.
Yo, fix the tanking problem. Fix the fact that All-Star is boring.
Why it's empty on Saturday?
Where's the incentive for excitement? Give us a 1v1 tournament. I know that men don't want to have it because if they get did up or crossed out their shoes or did like Courtney Williams, they're gonna get clowned. So what?
Right.
So what? Do something else. And I understand like the in-season tournament, that doesn't do anything for me. It's just a whole bunch.
They need an in-season tournament for tanking.
It's
people are trying to rush to tank. They're not trying to rush to score. It's the opposite. They need an in-season tournament to figure out who's going to get to the bottom. That's what people are racing to.
The Bulls ain't racing nowhere, so the Bulls ain't racing nowhere.
They trying to tank late. You can't even tank right. You're tanking late.
The Bulls traded everybody but Minnie, baby,
and they still ain't tanking right.
because they get players. The Bulls get players who are dogs but don't have the same talent level as everybody else. So there are people who like to win and who like to
play hard. So it's still not working.
That's what I'm saying, and they play hard. You can't get a whole bunch of role players. Role players only know how to play hard.
They want a spot, so that's not working either. They're just, if they want to tank, go get Ben Simmons.
Go get Clay or something. At least bring Meg to the court. Like, that's just for me personally.
Yeah, Clay gonna just give you. He'll give you. Yeah.
He'll give you a little. He'll mess around and get 28. He'll mess around and get.
I got some people that you can go get if you want to tank. You can go get Ja, because he gonna miss a lot of games on foolishness. You can go get Zion. You can go get Ben Simmons. I'm trying to think.
You can go get AD. He gonna be injured half the season.
Go get AD. Go bring Zach LaVine back because he don't be doing nothing. Um,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
what so far.
You so unserious. What's
Oh, like if you want
what's
to
your top? What? Give me your tank starting five. Give me your
tank
tank
starting five,
Who's your one?
one for two. Ooh, because most of the point guards got hurt. Who gonna be my number one? I'm gonna give you my all tank, whatever. I'll start with the five. Can't Ben Simmons play the five?
Yeah, it's a tank squad. They can play
No,
wherever
it
you
don't
want.
matter. Okay, I want Ben Simmons. I want Zion. At my three, I want Zach LaVine because he could play the three or he could play the two. It don't matter. I'll take. No, let me fix that. Let me fix that. Five, I want AD. Always hurt. I want AD. The four, I want Ben Simmons. At the three,
Mm-hmm.
that's where I want Zion to play my three. Okay, I want Zion at my three.
What a three!
At my two, bring Zach LaVine back because he's very unserious. And then at my one, you could go bring me Ja Morant. First of all, that starting five.
This starting five is the all potential starting five.
That's a cold starting five. Now I cooked with that starting five. Imagine with all five of them out there. That's actually entertaining basketball. But the likelihood of any of them playing at any point in time, between Ja Morant hurting himself every 5 seconds, flying through the air, putting his arm in the rim, getting in trouble. Ben Simmons hates basketball. Ja Morant, AD literally got hurt this last time by somebody looking at him. I don't know if you saw it, but all person did was look at him.
Yo, that's funny as hell.
And Zach LaVine was the most unserious Chicago Bull, I think, of all time. So I think that's perfect.
Oh my God. We gonna end on that note.
And look, you cannot be mad at anything that we said today. You just be glad that you made the cut. Bye.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.